Good evening, everybody. Oh my goodness, how about I pushed that and wasn't even up here yet? Because I'm missing Robyn. So listen, a special show tonight. Robyn is stuck in the airport. If you guys remember last week, we did the continuous glucose monitor, and she was on the ship with me. She went to a wedding, and now she is stuck at the airport. So I felt that I have not truly shared my story. I have been carnivore almost 3 years now, but I think the pictures are a million words. And so let's just start right here. This was us, my husband and I, right? This was us. This is going to be quick because look, here I am in the sixth grade. That was me. I want you to see the fullness of my face. I was 17 years old on that one. Lost a little weight. I was 19 on that one. Grow up a little bit. Now, by 22, I had two children right there. My oldest daughter, who is pictured there, is no longer with us. And I was 22 years old, two kids. And then all of a sudden, you know how you say you just can't lose that baby weight? Stop it, I say. So here we are with the baby weight that we're going to call it. I was 28 years old, and that is the very first time in my life that I was sick and tired to the point where I would actually allow my picture to be taken. Now we're going to fast forward a little bit, and I'm 42 years old. I have been married to Mr. Brown for a couple of years at this point. I was not this size when we got married, but you start feeling a little comfortable, and you know your plates can grow a little bit, and there we are. But then this is the one. Come on now. This in 2012. By this time, my oldest daughter had passed away. I ate what I wanted to eat, but I actually thought I was eating good because I mainly ate one time a day. I'm sharing all this with you because Robyn and I, we come live with you, and I want you to know that we have a struggle too. The last one I'm going to show you is this one, which is dated back in 22. And this is probably more of me and my size of how I kind of sort of stayed. But look at my arms, look at my legs. I had fat coming all the way around my knee. All right. So, and let me show you Robyn. Robyn's biggest thing besides weight was her eczema. And so this gives you an overview. I want you to kind of look at her face on here, and you can see the dark circles and all of that. And so, wait, I think we got another one there. That one on the left is really, really, you can see the dark circles and everything on her. So my issues and Robyn issues almost line up. If you choose to stop the screen, you can pause it and then, you know, for a brief moment and see the different things and stuff that we had. Now, coming into carnivore, that last picture I showed you of myself here, I was a vegan. That was me in my vegan life. And so that was pretty much, I thought, this is it. This is where I'm going to be. Still unhappy. So what did I do? I joined a gym, and my dedication was all of that and some. That was my dedication. I went to the gym every day, 7 days a week for 6 months straight, and I lost a whopping 10 pounds. 10 pounds is what I lost. Now, let me back up to my husband, because honestly, I don't know if the carnivore diet would have come into our lives if this had not happened with him. There are times that my husband see that video, and that video can still bring tears to his eyes. That was him trying to make it to the restroom. We didn't know what was going on. Uh, he He was told that he had glaucoma, but when he went to a specialist, they say you have the symptoms, but you don't have glaucoma. So even with gout, have you ever seen gout to that degree? So they was just throwing stuff, arthritis, gout, high blood pressure. They told him one time he was a diabetic, and then they stuck the thing on his arm. He took the medicine, and then all of a sudden he couldn't get he couldn't get out of bed. Don't know what that was, but it wasn't his sugar. Okay. So he has never had to do that again. I just always feel it was a hit and miss in regards to him, but this is him now. So I want you to know that all is well. Okay. But it was him that struck up for us and the carnivore diet. It was Frederick. It was like, what is going on? Because like I've shared my story in the past in regards to my oldest daughter, at the age of 30, she died in my arms. And with that comes a lot of grief. Hence the putting on the weight, not really giving a care. And then those that know me, come January, my mother will be gone for 4 years. And so I took all of that very hard. And so I don't want to have to nurse another person. I love my husband. I love him. But I feel that now that we know, that we know, that we know, there's no reason for me to become his nurse. Now, I always have to give the disclaimer. I can't stop lightning from striking, a car accident, a house fire. I can't stop none of that, a robbery. I cannot stop any of that. But if it's food related, you can best to believe that that is not the story that I want for me to turn around and say. So my brother comes over. He shares with us about the carnivore diet, but he really didn't go into details. What he said is that for the last 3 weeks, he's been eating bacon, eggs, and steak. And by this point, I had Frederick on chicken Caesar salad for 6 weeks. So he had already detoxed from everything, but he would still need to, like, all of a sudden he would be limping, and then he would make it to the cane. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he back on the walker. And it's like, oh my God, what just happened? So is it the medicine? Is it a side effect? What could it be? Because I'm not understanding it. They keep giving you prescriptions. They practicing medicine. Hello, it's in the name. It's on the license, practicing medicine. So that's what they're doing. I don't know what's going on. And then he just has a 15-minute conversation with my brother. And he said, okay, I like steak and eggs and bacon. So I've tried everything else. Let me try this. In 2 days, I'm not saying that he was 100% pain free, but he was walking with a very small limp at that point. Because keep in mind, for 6 weeks, he pretty much hasn't had anything, but it was the lettuce and the seed oil dressing. That's what we found out later. Okay, so now here he starts. I've been a vegan for 4.5 years. Now, I done showed you the pictures. I was a vegan for 4.5 years. But I'm watching him, because that list that I showed you that had the all the look at that, all the ailments on it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Right here. This list right here. Well, with all of this, bursitis, spinal stenosis, fibromyalgia, bulging disc in my back, I lost, oh God, restless leg, UTI, sciatica, all of these different things that was going on. And I was a vegan. And I hadn't convinced myself, doggone it, that this is the top of the food chain. This is going to get rid of everything. And just in case that it didn't, what else did your girl do? This right here. I'm just showing you, these are all different ones, whether I was on that stair thing, I was doing everything that they told me traditionally that I'm supposed to do. I did it. And I was sick and tired of sick and tired. And so I did it. But the moment I became a carnivore and started eating meat, within the first 10 days, life was just truly starting to change. I didn't have that soreness in my elbow. I was able to do my hands like this and not ache. I'm like, what is really going on here? This can't be it, because they told us to use margarine. They told us to do these different things. This just cannot be it. You mean to tell me I got to let all of this over here go? Not really. If you So what ruminant animals do to vegetation is a fermentation, because they have multi-chambered stomachs. Okay, so with that, if you have a way of fermenting your vegetables, go right ahead. Ferment your beans, ferment your cabbage, ferment. Do that, because you're removing a lot of the toxic sugars, and you can digest it a little better. I did not say it was just wholehearted, but vegetables and produce and herbs has always been for medicinal use. Watch this here. Oregano is one of the best antibiotics that you can actually take, but we put that on spaghetti and all kind of stuff. So that's just like crushing up amoxicillin across your food. Nobody told us that, and nobody's stopping you from doing it either. So here's something else that can alter you: marijuana. How about the coca plant? How about the poison ivy plant? So now all of a sudden, but wait a minute, there's some toxic things out there. All of them are, just different degrees. Just that simple. Most of your medicines are made from plants, because they are for medicinal use. It is so difficult for you to believe me that all I did was change what it is that I was eating. I've done the 10-day cleanse and gained it all back. I've done the cabbage soup diet and an egg diet. And one time I had to eat 5 bananas in a day. And then another time I was having string beans and a meat. And I've tried to the point where I just knew when I went vegan that I was at the top of the food chain. I'm there. There's nothing other that I can turn around and do. I still was sick. I still was going to the pain center once a month getting back injections. And I share with everybody, I was on Percocets for 3 years. I was to take 4 Percocets a day, the high dose. And that was my prescription for 3 years in a row. But I was a vegan. And so sometimes people end up saying, but wait a minute, was you the raw vegan? Does it really matter? Because now I eat meat and it don't matter if it's raw or cooked. I can eat eggs, whether it's raw, cooked, scrambled, boiled. It doesn't matter. So what is a typical meal? Because I got some pictures in here for this too. So what is this one right here? This one is breakfast. There you go. Frederick likes scrambled eggs with sausage cut up in his, and then we got some bacon. And for me, bacon and eggs, but I actually don't eat the white. I peel it away. I think I got one over here. See how I turned around and peeled that away? But you see that big old plate of bacon up there? Because I'll eat that multiple times. For a lunch, so you got some burger patties, I got some chopped up bacon and some fat bites. And then this one, I don't remember what the meat was. I really do think it was a roast, because it looks really, really dry, and I did not finish that. Ha 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 ha. And then this is a typical dinner, and that is actually brie cheese. And I like my steaks now medium rare. And my husband prefers medium rare at home, but out medium. And you have shrimp, steak. Come on, name it. I can cook on the smoker. I can have the shrimp. I can have the scallops. I can have the lobster. I can have the crab legs dipped in real butter. Come on, I eat all of that. I can get some baked fish. I even fry fish. It's what I fried in, because oil is for cars. What'd you say, G? Oil is for engines and not for you. So you should be using butter, tallow, lard. Keep it natural. Everything that they told us not to do, you're supposed to be doing. But let me just show you this right here, because I love showing this. If you went to the zoo and the monkey had all the moles and stuff on his face, gross on his back, right? Look, you got the pig with the tumor. Look at the other one. And if you saw a giraffe legs like that, you would turn around. What would you be doing? You'd be contacting Peter. You'd be doing all of these different things, trying to get some help for them. But we do it to ourselves all the time. So what animal is it? Our bodies were never meant to do this. Never. Look at the arms, look at the elbows, look at the ankles, the knees caving in. That's not what our bodies were supposed to do. But for the sake of money, and instead of just sharing with you, what did they do? Well, the people won't get smaller. So you know what? We're gonna make them feel better, because a large for me as a kid is a small now. I hold that shirt up and I almost crack up and say, this is a small. No, this is a small. But they've done that. They've changed the sizing. Or some places will call it the American size, because they've enlarged and making you sitting up here feeling better about yourself being bigger, because they sit up here feeding us the wrong thing. I wanted to do this because Frederick and I did zero research. He pretty much listened, because I tuned it out because he was talking about me. He literally sat there for 15 minutes, and then my husband was like, man, go ahead, just fix me a steak. And when he finished, he was he said, gee, man, that was good. He's like, I actually feel nourished. Have you ever eaten something and it just seemed like, okay, you still missing something? That didn't hit the spot. That didn't hit the spot. No, it didn't. But eat a ribeye, eat some roast, eat some oxtails. Baby, that sensation, that fullness, that satisfaction, you just can't believe it. It comes from meat. And then there's some that you've convinced yourself that now when I eat red meat, it just don't settle right. No, it probably won't, with all the other garbage that you have over in you. Now everybody excited about the fact that they say there is with the Campbell soup, engineered meat. They've been doing that to us. How many more people need to come out? We come on and we turn around and we tell you genetically modified food. You're buying fruits with no seeds anymore. Please tell me a seed was supposed to make this. There's no seeds in it. And I didn't trust some of the videos. So I today went to Walmart myself over in the meat department, flipped it over, and inside of the beef, it said natural flavors. What kind of natural flavors you need to put on the meat? It's just supposed to be meat. So I went over there across the street to a different grocery store to purchase, and I actually read that label. Had no idea I need to read the meat label now. Had no idea I needed to do that. Hello? Hello? Is it me you looking for? I can't believe that Frederick and I changed our lives almost 3 years ago by eating only animal products. If it had a mama, I eat it. Now that should answer you. If it had a mother, if you could trace a mother back to it, you can eat it. And I say that for behalf of like cheese, sour cream, but I wouldn't try and hold on that stuff right away. I probably eat that maybe 2-3 times a year. I know I can have it, but I get my satisfaction like this. I had not researched a doctor. I had not researched anybody that was doing this. We was just in the house feeling better. We was just in the house and it's like, oh my God, wait a minute. I don't have that anymore. What's going on? Take your pressure. That's what we were doing, just waking up. And I'm like, oh, look, I done got up and I can just stand up out of the bed. We just checking stuff off. And I looked at him and say, now I know damn well. Now I'm just telling you what I said. This just can't be it. This? Just stop eating that? We looking at each other, out of all the diets that we've done, all of these different things that we've done, that we've tried, and you mean to tell me it was this? But then I'm like, but wait a minute. If it's this, why they got all the other stuff in the store? Why they turn around? Why people got the recipes and all this other stuff? Why? It's not hard for us to know why it's like that. Thank you for listening to my story. Let me see if I got something over in here. Nice, nice. Okay, there is she's stuck in the airport, y'all. Yes. Oh, yes. Here we go. Thank you, Darlene. Listen, you have to get it out. So now, for those that now have listened to us, know better and not doing better, you are one of the most selfish people in your household. And I say that because it's not if, it's when your body will go ahead and break down because it can no longer have the overload of toxins and sugars and poisons that you put in it. And let me show you some of the symptoms. Skin tags, circles under the eyes, migraines, hair thinning, dementia, thyroid, gingivitis, bleeding gums, sinuses, ear infections. Y'all remember the kids with the ear infections and they were trying to say it was them like laying down drinking the juice? It was sugar from the inside. It just hurt when they laid down, right? In your joints, arthritis, carpal tunnel, anxiety, everything I just named comes from food. You turn around and get a rash on your arm, go get a topical cream. It came from the inside. It came from what you ate. And if you want to be known in your family as the one that's glued to the chair or the sofa, or that your hip always hurting, or that you can't go on that particular trip, because y'all know that a lot of times I'm on the ship and then I turn around and there are people I was like, why you not getting off? Oh, baby, look, I can't walk that. Can't walk 2 blocks. That's the life you want? Where you done turned around and thought that a cane was supposed to be it, or a walker, because everybody else then parked theirs. That's not the life that I want. I promise my family that they will never have to wipe my butt, as long as if it's something that had to do with what it was that I was eating. I say again, I can't do nothing about a car accident or that something turned around and happened. There's nothing I can do about that. And I know my family would be there. But I don't look at myself being down for a long period of time, because the way that I eat gonna help me bounce back. So we did zero research, but I got to come over here every week and beg somebody to change their life. And then I had the realization the other day that I just need to tell you, and this is coming from me and not from Robyn, and that's the reason why I'm probably doing this show. Let me understand this. We come on here every week and we post in the Hey Sister Girl group, and we get into the live chats on the Marco Polo and all of this other good stuff. We do all of that. And then you don't want to change. And then all of a sudden something happens in your life. Now all of a sudden you're a little scared. I got to go have some tests run. Okay, go get them ran. I want y'all to pray. You didn't want to shut your trap. You didn't want to change your food. Now you want me to take time out of my life and start wailing at the wall, begging Jesus to visit you in the hospital room. Really? Listen to that. All because you didn't want to change something. Now you want to inconvenience everybody. You want everybody on the prayer line. You want them all knowing everything, when wasn't nothing wrong with you right now, even though it is, because you know your body is hurting, and half the stuff that I done talked about you got about right now. And you just didn't want to change what it was that you were eating, and then stick with it and enjoy all the rest of life. That's the part that I'm trying to say. Eating now is this much, and now going, doing, visiting, buying, shopping, whatever else it is, climb a mountain, go for a bike ride. Well, all these other different things, play with the grandkids, do a family trip. The family reunion now means so much more, because you ain't got to be plopped down in a chair with your feet raised because they so swollen that we can't even tell your toes from your ankles. And that's what you want. That's what you want. No. Change it. You don't need you don't need the lightning. You don't need another sign. Here it is. Change what it is that you're eating. That's it. Because I'm not getting ready to go to the throne on your behalf because you didn't want to stop. I'm finna do more for you than you doing for yourself. No, well, maybe now if you praying, you won't be shoving all that other shit in your mouth. Sorry about that. That's why Robyn ain't here. And now y'all see why I always have Robyn, because I'll get off on a tangent because I'm so serious about this. I did this with zero research. So I'm literally coming to you with the fact that my body has changed, that I am no longer on medicine. I no longer need a back injection. I no longer need any of those things. If y'all go look at my old videos, scroll on back 2 years. Pretty much every video I had glasses on because I couldn't see. You rarely catch me in a pair of glasses. And I don't even do sunglasses anymore. You start learning to do better and you start doing better. And you cannot tell me that what I'm doing is not right. Because I didn't try, I didn't did the vegan, I didn't did all of that. And you cannot tell me without a shadow of a doubt that what I'm doing is wrong, because my body would not feel this great. It doesn't. And anything that you thinking of, like, okay, but I got this question. I had zero questions. I did zero research. I didn't know who a Dr. Berry was. I didn't know who Dr. Chafee. I didn't know a Carrie man. I knew none of them. A steak and butter guy. I knew none of them. A Dr. Nelson, Dr. Kiltz, knew none of them. Dr. Tony Hampton, none of the. You would have been naming that stuff off, and then it's just the neighbor. You didn't have to do any of that. I done tried so much other stuff. Why not try this? And I'm watching my husband that I know that we were getting ready to shop for a wheelchair. That I know. And we've never looked back. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Let me just say, well, okay, so we're talking about some snow and delayed. Yes. What is this right here? Those that try carnivore see health. Those that don't, sugar it's so strong in you. And I understand it. And you don't want to be seen as a drug addict, but you are. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm calling it as I see it, because the reason why you won't put this way of living and eating to the forefront is because you are addicted, and the thought of not having it is too much for you to bear. Oh, I don't know if I can go without my cream and my coffee. Baby, keep them pains. Ask me, do I care? I do, because I'll be back next week. Listen, you guys, I have this entire show I have ran across the bottom on gbrown.com. You can find every aspect of me, and the same thing for Robyn. You can actually do robynherron.com. You can do the carnivorousgrandma.com. She's so bad to the bone. She has multiple to take you to her website. You want to know more? You want menus? You want these different things? Come on, everybody. So thank you guys so much for joining. And I'm not good on looking at the comments. So Robyn, thank you so much for handling the comments while I turned around and did all my chit-chatting and jaw-jacking. And y'all, I'm just being truthful. This is the only way that I know to be, is to truly say the truth. And the truth is, I'm not getting ready to go and be wailing against the wall. And Lord God, please send them to the emergency room, dear Lord. Lord, touch the doctor. I'm not going to do that. Lord God, touch their plate. Touch their mind. Are you not tired? Every medicine has a side effect. Get rid of it. Get rid of all of it. Turn your life around. Guess what? January is coming. That's the time we all lie to ourselves. Stop lying to yourself. Do you see what it's like to be in a group with me? We have a group. Once again, gbrown.com, carnivorousgrandma.com. You will find us. Stop the madness. You can see now, if you scroll through any social media, any of it, they have lied to us. It's in the food. It's in the food. If you can't pronounce it, that's one of the things we were saying. If you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't be eating it, because that's not food. Those are chemicals that is designed to make you do what you do with that food. Y'all come back next week when Robyn is here. Peace out. Yay.